All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome. How we doing? Happy Tuesday. Margin. Nobits. Aiden. Darth. Checo. How'd the surgery go, Chef? Gabagool. Where's the Gabagool? Oh. How we doing? Susan, welcome back. Omar, blessed. What's up, brother? Boeing, yeah, Boeing was sick. Boeing was nice. 215. Love it. Way to go, Margin. Way to go, brother. Very nice. Great call. All right. How we doing? Welcome back. Yesterday, great day. Just clean. Got a few live trades there. Gonna be sort of set up for a video upcoming soon. So really nice day yesterday. That was all on this boy right here. So yesterday we went ahead and talked about ARM, ARM, ticker symbol ARM. We talked about that UK investment, some of that UK hype yesterday, and how ARM is a UK semiconductor. Obviously, semiconductors across the board were just rock solid yesterday, but we talked about 136, and there you go, folks. I mean, that is straight from the live stream to the real markets yesterday. 136, break and retest. This was the entry point. I mean, just an incredible move. Over $25,000 on this trade for me yesterday, and still hold some into today, so we'll see if there's anything left on the table. But, man, beautiful trade there yesterday on ARM. That was straight from the live stream. We're going to start highlighting some of the trades that we talk about. We'll highlight Boeing as well for good old Margin. You guys know Margin's an OG. He's here first every day, and he had a beautiful call on Boeing yesterday. So shout out Margin. Way to go, man. That was definitely a nice one. With some intraday news. Can't beat it. Intraday news. Can't beat that. All right. So let's get into the data today. You guys can see nothing on the data today, but tomorrow, CPI, Thursday, PPI, and Friday, consumer sentiment. This is just, this is a reason for why the market is probably going to be sideways again today. We got the same, it's a little bit creepy, right? That overnight move that just gets smoked. That's the same thing that happened 2 weeks ago. If you guys remember, we had I was laying in bed. I got everyone going crazy. Markets going straight up 2 weeks ago. The same thing happened last night. Markets going straight up, and it gives it all back before the market opens. So same exact sort of failed breakout move, which is, I don't know. I'm not really sure as to what is creating this. Maybe it's just the lack of liquidity in the after hours that lets it actually move free, and then you just sort of come back to reality. It's strange moves in the after hours, wild moves in the after hours, but everything has come back to where it started. So yeah, really, I would, my piece of advice to you guys today is literally just forget that happened overnight. It cannot be in your mind because it's pointless. What happened last night is completely pointless. You are right back to where we started. So same levels, same everything, same mindset, all that. Was it the Bank of Japan? Was there something that came out? Yeah, I'm sure it was something with the Asian session. I would assume so. So anyways, data, right? Make sure you're aware of it. Tomorrow is CPI, and what do you expect on the Monday and Tuesday before CPI? And that is typically just a, anticipatory market. A market that is anticipating something is typically sideways. No one wants to take a heavy side. No one wants to try to guess whether it's up or down. Everyone's just sort of chilling on the sideline, waiting for the news to come out. And that's tomorrow. So tomorrow pre-market, CPI, make sure you're aware of that. If you're swing trading overnight tonight, then know you're swing trading into CPI. Really nothing else to say. That's up to you to decide if you want to do that. Next, earnings. Let's all rejoice. GameStop earnings after hours. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm long. I'm putting my entire portfolio long GameStop overnight. No, I'm not. That's a joke. I'm sure someone here will. But that's tonight. Nothing really else, man. Oracle tomorrow night. Adobe, Restoration Hardware, and whatever that stock Hooker is. Hooker. Great. Lovesac and Hooker on the same day. Great. Love it. All right. Who's long Lovesac and Hooker? Anyways, that's about it. So not really much on the docket besides CPI tomorrow. Levels are what the levels are. It all remains the same. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Let's take a look at what we got today. Levels yesterday were really clean. The 59.08. Am I tripping? Am I 59? Hold on. Be right back. Why am I? Sorry. Yeah, 59. Sorry. 6,008. I'm 100 points off. My bad. 6,008, 6,005, right? That zone yesterday on the ES was really clean. And we'll watch those again. Hooker and Lovesac. All right, let's jump in. So, let's go ahead and jump into the charts today. Let me get the chat over here. Here we go. Are we going to have to long Hooker and Lovesac just because? All right, chat's pulled up. And let's jump into the charts. So, NASDAQ futures. Actually, hold on. Let me fix my face. It's a little bit low, right? There we go. All right. So, let's start NASDAQ futures. So yesterday we came into the market with some levels, right? And it seems like the market pretty much just respected those levels all day yesterday. So yesterday on Monday, you guys can see all day failures at the Friday highs on NASDAQ futures. I mean, just pretty much failures there the entire day. Friday highs, yesterday highs, 21,870 to 21,900. I would beg to say that, to be quite honest, my friends, I would pretty much look at this zone like this. If I was to be fully cautious, this would be my entire zone. It would look something like this. Pretty much anything between these 870 highs and this high here on Thursday, anything between here is at risk of failures, without a doubt, right? So 870, up to this 935 high from Thursday, anything in here is failure city, no doubt. All right, so if you start to trade within this zone, I would be very careful of what you're seeing in here, right? Are you seeing failures? Are you seeing a lack of upside? Anything under this Thursday high has risk of a very aggressive failure move. So I would be really cautious in here, guys. You have seen multiple attempts through this area that just continue and continue to fail. So yeah, just that's pretty clean, right? Thursday highs, Friday highs, yesterday's highs, Thursday's highs. You can see here overnight the trap buyers, right? And you can see I have trap buyers above. You can see what happened here in the overnight session, right? Which is very clean to see. So what happened in the overnight session is you got over that Thursday high at 21,935. You got above it right here, right? Then you had probably a lot of people sort of chasing this move because they got their friends yelling about the futures going straight up, right? And then this thing fails back under 935, rejects 935 right here, and then it was destruction, right? So that is very clean what happened last night on the futures. You can see this 21,935 high from that Thursday level. Once you failed back under that, it was over. I mean, it was donezo right here. Once you failed back under that 935, that was really the end of the move. So you had straight up, You tried to hold above, you did not, you failed it, and you go straight back down. So that tells me that anything under this 935 has a lot of risk of failures, right? Anything under this 935 has a lot of risk of failures. If you get over the 935, then maybe we can talk about upside continuation. But until then, I would be very careful if you are trading under that Thursday high, okay? If you do get above that Thursday high and you are actually holding above it on an intraday move, then you probably can target your 22,000, 22,020 area. But until then, I would be very careful on the moves to the upside. Now, this does not mean that there has been a great short if you are chasing shorts, right? You cannot be chasing either side of a move in a consolidation market. Anyone that's chasing is getting absolutely plowed. So what you can see here is if you're not short in this red zone above, you have absolutely no business shorting into the lows thinking that this is going to break down. You can see that the lows here from Thursday, the lows here from Friday are becoming the lows once again today, right? You can see demand lows, demand lows, demand lows, demand lows, demand lows, just holding this market up. So what is this? Man, the year of 2025, I was thinking about making a video on this. The year of 2025 is the number one rule of 2025. The thing that you need to learn the most about 2025 seems to be how to indicate a consolidation period and understand how to trade within. Because I have never seen this intense of consolidation for such a long period. It just seems like the market does not want to move. It's very strange. You get these like impulse moves, on intraday sometimes, but overall, guys, this market has not moved for more than like 2% in a very long time. This NASDAQ has been pretty much at the same levels, give or take 2%, for almost a month. Like we've been plus or minus 2% for about a month now. So that's really not exciting. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't change it. So what do? You protect yourself. You understand the environment, right? That's what a trader must do. A trader must adapt to the environment that the market is giving. So the year of 2025 so far seems to be the year of understanding consolidation and how to protect yourself within. Because if you're not, you're looking for big moves that are just simply not here. Not yet, at least. Not yet, at least. So you guys can see 21,720s, right? It's not 21,935 over the last, few trading days. You've just sort of been stuck within here. I would assume that there is a very high percentage point today that you stay within this exact channel. I would say there is a pretty high percentage that you're going to stay within this channel today. Why? Because tomorrow's CPI, right? Tomorrow pre-market is CPI. So if you have a pre-market CPI tomorrow, right, I would assume the market stays stable into that. And then you maybe have the catalyst post-CPI to get yourself a move on this market to either direction. That would be what I anticipate. So that's how I'm going to step into today. I'm not going to expect big movement. I'm going to expect that CPI is likely the catalyst that actually moves this market. And before that, I would expect not much. Okay? So 21,722, Friday's lows, exact low here from the overnight session. 21,935, Thursday's highs. Anything within that zone, I would say, is a lot of nonsense. A lot of nonsense that you probably want to stay away from. If you break under Friday's lows and this overnight session low, you probably will get some kind of like real downside continuation towards our next level at 635, maybe towards our next level at 560. But you need to break this low. You need to break this low. You can clearly see everyone that was chasing a short into this low today just not going to happen. All right. So please do not chase shorts into big downside moves. If you do not catch a move, right, this is how you have to think about this in a channel. If you do not catch a move before it even like starts to move, like if it's maybe just started and you're like, okay, I'm in. Like if it's sort of there already and it's moving and grooving and it's going down, you are late. You are late. By the time it actually starts to move and gets down to the next level, you are late. You cannot chase into downside demands and upside supplies. Can't do it. It's not working. So that's sort of why if you go, if you want to watch the SPX trade I took yesterday, I have it live on Instagram. I have it live on X. You guys can watch. I got in before it started because I knew that if I'm going to catch a trade today, I need to, 1, get in before it starts, and number 2, have a very small risk right at the key level. I need to get in right at the level because if I wait, I am late. And then it's going to push higher. I'm going to chase it. It's going to fail. So if you want to trade these environments, these are just things you have to sort of understand. You have to accept your risk. Right there. I know it's blurry, but right on your left side of your screen. Learning to accept risk is a trading skill. It is the most important skill you could learn. You need to know how to accept risk. So that's the NASDAQ. Let's go to the ES. So the ES yesterday, where did I take my long off of? I took my long off of the 6,008 level that we were yelling about yesterday pre-market. We had that 6,005, 6,008 area, and this is where I took my long yesterday, right here. I longed right here. I held inside of this consolidation, and eventually I get my squeeze that I profit take into last night, or yesterday afternoon, right? So you had your pre-market lows, you had your lows here, you had this very clean support step up all afternoon, and I stayed long SPX, just waited for the move, and eventually I got about 70 to 80, almost 100% on SPX. But what did that require? That required me entering at the demand lows, trusting those lows, accepting my risk, and waiting for this to get going. Now, if I chased it into this move, right, as everyone loves to do, right? I'm getting messages here. Hey, Desi, is this still a good entry for SPX? Hey, Desi, should I get in now? No. No. Why not enter here? Why not enter at the demand lows? Why do we need to enter after it starts to move? You can't do it. You can't do it. If it's starting to move and you're starting to get interested because it's going up, you're already too late. That's how this market is trading. So today, it's the same levels, right? You can see again this morning, the same 6,005 to 6,008 demand area is holding once again, right? It's holding once again. Right here, right here, right here. Look at this holding once again. Now you can see in the overnight session, we even moved down into our previous, our Friday lows and our Friday low a day and our overnight session low. Right? You can see right here, we moved down into the Friday low a day. On the ES, you can see anyone that chased this short into the Friday lows, smacked. Right? Again, major levels on the chart. So you have your Friday lows here, and you can see that's where we held. You have our 6,008, 6,005 area, which was a rejection, a hold, a hold, a hold. This also stems back to this, right? This is not just some kind of short-term level. Let me show you. Look at your 6,008 area. So if I zoom out on the hourly chart, this is where this comes from. See our 6,008, 6,005 zone? Look at this high right here. This is a big high, right? So right now you are holding above that high. See this? Hourly high. That's where you're trying to hold above, right here. So that's pretty interesting, right? I like that. That's why I longed this yesterday, and that's why you watch it again today. But guess what? This is not an entry point, right? Why is this not an entry point? Because guess what? This is your high. So where's your risk reward right now? Here's your risk reward. Risk, reward. That's like a negative like 3-to-1 risk reward. That makes no sense, right? You sort of push this in here. That is that's a negative risk reward. That's 2 risk, 1 reward. Negative. So this is not an entry point. That's it. Trade's over, right? It's instantly not a trade. You need to think about these things when you approach the market on an intraday. Okay? So we're watching here. 6,005, 6,008. We're watching here 59.90, 59.85, and we're watching here at 6,027, which is the all-day high from yesterday. Once you failed below that, you can see the straight down move that happened. So if I'm looking at today's price action, I'm looking for a few things, right? I'm looking for you hold over yesterday's highs at 6,027 for maybe a long, right? Into this high at 6,040, 6,050. I'm actually going to put a level here. 6,040, 6,050 is probably going to get a little heavy. So if I do take a long over the 27s, I'm only longing into 40. All right, that's really that's the risk that I'm taking. Life is a blur. Appreciate that. Welcome, brother. All right, that's really it. 6,027, 6,040, 6,050, 6,008, 6,005, 59.90, 59.85. If you break this 59.85 Friday lows, then you're going to move down aggressively towards 73. And you're just trading within the channel. And it sucks. It sucks, man. It just requires intense accuracy. It requires a trust of your levels. It requires a comfortable position size. It requires, this is the type of trading that is not going to allow you to be messy, right? If you're messy in this type of trading, it's not going to work. So, on the flip side, while this is, not fun and exciting, it also, I hope, is teaching you how to be a precise trader, because only precise traders are going to make money in this action. And maybe that's the best thing for some of us out there, right? Weed out the bad habits, go through the tough times of, maybe you're losing money right now in this, but guess what? You're probably losing money because you have some really bad habits. And maybe that's exactly the best thing for you, right? To stop the bad habits. Instead of continuing to make money with bad habits, which is easy, right? It's easy to make money with bad habits in a trending market, right? You can just get sort of saved by the bell. Oh, I took a late long, but the market's still going straight up, so I made money. Great, I'm a good trader. Well, next time if you do that same mindset inside of a channel, you're going to get smoked, all right? So maybe this is the best thing possible for some of us out there. SPY. Yesterday's highs, 601, 601.25, give or take. Yeah, we'll put it at 601.25. That was yesterday's highs, so we'll put that there, 601.25. You can see yesterday we rejected that perfectly. Bam. That's similar to these highs from Thursday. Bam. Guess what? Today, watch out for that as well. Watch out for the rejection at these highs, 601.25, 601. If you fail that, you're trading back down to possibly the 598, right? That would be your target if you want to trade this channel. If you're going to look for this short, you cannot take this short here, targeting here. It needs to be here, all right? So if you get this rejection and it starts failing and you're trading at 599 and then you're interested in trading it, well, that's how you're too late, right? Because then you get this and then you get this and then you say, why the hell did that happen? Well, it's because you're too late to the move. If you're going to short this high, you need to actually short this high. You're not going to short the middle of the channel, okay? So I would watch this high for rejections today. I would watch these lows for bounces today. That's your channel, 598, 601.25. You break over 601.25, you probably see an upside move towards 603 again, which was our target. If you guys remember from yesterday, 603 was our next supply, and that's pretty much where we hit overnight. Underneath 598, you trade back to Friday's low a day at 597, 596.86, and under that, you have a little gap into 595. That gap is from this data move from Friday of last week. 2,700 people, 700 likes. Ouch. That's an ouch, man. We keep getting, it's a disrespect. That's what it is, disrespect. All right, 601.25, 598, 596.86. Gaps below 595. And that's really about it. QQQ. Same exact thing. You guys can see right here between the 532.40 and 533. I think you're going to continue to see some fails, right? You can see on this 15-minute chart, here's your 593 highs. Here's your yesterday high. Anywhere between yesterday's highs and this Thursday high, you're going to get failures. 532.50 to 533, I would be careful of failures in that zone. If you start to fail that zone, look short down into the 528.50, which is this lows, possibly the lows from Friday. That could be your target. Under this Friday low at 528.20, you have a gap down into this 525.75, which could be a nice short. Under that, 524, 522. To the upside, you have to get over 533. If you get over 533, then you possibly can navigate this towards the 534.50. But that is, I mean, that's basically a hold over yesterday's highs, navigating into the 21,935 if you want. Or that's a hold over 21,935 NASDAQ, navigating it towards the 22. The question is, do I just put this at 22,000? I would say maybe I just keep this at 22,000. Yeah, I mean, it's so tight. It's so tight. All these levels are just so incredibly close to each other. So it's going to be really tough, right? It's just these scalps. You might be able to get a little long over the 935, but you're trading it right into this overnight high for like 40 points. You know, not bad, but again, just gotta respect how tight it is. So QQQ, if you want to trade long over 533 today, you're really just trading it for a point, right? It's just a point higher into these highs at 534.50. That's it. Clearing that out would be the ultimate breakout, but hey, we'll see. Chad, appreciate that, Chad. Appreciate that. All right. IWM, been hot, but please be careful into 216 on the IWM. Please be careful into this daily 20 SMA. This has been a huge spot on the IWM at 216. So you have a 200 SMA at 216. And if you zoom out here for a second, folks, this is a major previous low. All right, so major previous low at 216. This is where the downside came in, right? Look at this. When you failed 216, that was it. It was over. The party stopped. The music ended on a fail of 216 right here. Bam. So you are right back into that. So you should expect some kind of failure in the short term at this level. So is the risk reward to chase the IWM straight to the upside now? No. All right, there's no risk reward when you're looking at a trade like this. That's your risk reward on this trade. Stop loss 210, target 216. So it's totally inversed at this point. The best entry you could look for is one of these boys right here. Pull back 210, enter long here, targeting 216. Now that's a trade. This is not a trade. So I would be careful at 216. It's overextended already. If you caught it off to 210, you crushed it. But that trade's over. Over 216, then you can re-look for that risk reward to flip again. Right? Then you can actually look for the, risk reward to be positive once again with a stop loss under the 216 and the 200 SMA. But for now, that's right under it. That's not a trade. Dow Jones sitting right under our 43,000. Look at how that level is just continuously being hit. 200 SMA right above. This is a huge spot for the Dow today. SMH, what a rocket ship yesterday. All day. SMH, sick move. And again, SMH today is actually creating a fantastic bullish market structure. Look at this. Look at the market structure here. Here's your cement highs, right? We're pouring our cement. We're putting our trowel, right? We're making our little beautiful shapes in the cement with the trowel. And you can see, look at that. Look at the structure highs becoming lows. So the SMH is on one, no doubt. The SMH is the one that's running this show. This is a beautiful, structured upside move on the SMH for now. And even in the after hours here, you can see that 256 turning into support right now. So that's sick. Now, does that continue? We shall see. Next level is 260. If you get above 260, you go 263.50, 264. If you break under 256, this move starts to deteriorate. All right. If you move under 256, then we start to lose this move. So if you want to look for semis today, you want the SMH to hold 256. You want it to break out 260. Okay. Tesla. So what a sick reclaim of 295 yesterday on Tesla. After the 295 reclaim, it just started to rip. That was beautiful. That was our key level, 295. So a little bit of a short trap early morning, right? You had the nice little beautiful short trap early morning. Bam, short trap. This is a washout long, which is just a sick type of trade. Shout out Madaz for that one. Elliot, appreciate that, Elliot. Once you got over this 295 right here, you can see how it flipped into support literally right here. Look at this. Right there. Went from rejecting, right, to a big breakout right here. Big breakout. 295 from that point. That was it. You held above the 295 for the rest of the day, and that created your juicy end of day squeeze. Overnight squeeze as well, and you are now back above. Oh, hold on. We got the landscapers outside. Early day for the landscapers here, folks. I'll wait. Unpaid traffic fine, that's a scam, right? Yeah, that's a scam. Florida Department of Motor Vehicle. Final compliance reminder. I don't have any kind of unpaid traffic fine. Scam alert. That's a scam alert, right, folks? Yes, okay. Let's delete that. All right. Tesla, we're going to have to talk through the landscaping. Sorry, guys. So, what did Tesla do yesterday? It did a short trap under 290. It got back over the 295, right? Right here. 290, 295. Reclaimed that 295, ripped higher. And now we are above the 200 SMA and the 100 SMA. And so at this point, any pullback, guys, into this 305 level is bullish. Any pullback into this 305 level is bullish. You need to understand that. Because this is a very clear previous high right here. Look, 305 highs, 305 highs. Rejections of the 200 SMA on Friday of last week. Right now, you can see we are trading above that level. And so any dip into that is a potentially bullish long opportunity. So I would be paying very close attention to what Tesla does if it continues to dip its toes back towards the 305 level. If Tesla defends this with strength, right, and we continue to see this bounce off 305 and the 200 SMA, that is a very good sign that Tesla is going to try to move higher. So I would absolutely pay attention to that, 305 and the 100 SMA. There's the 100 around the 308, 309, and the 200 at the 305. So anywhere between this zone is going to be a watch for demand for me. All right, I'm just going to monitor what happens in this zone today. If you fail back under 305, done. And I mean done. All right, if you see this start to reject again, and you fail back under the 200, under these highs, and you're seeing failures, then you're right back down into these lows. And this would just be a total trap. So you need to hold 305. You don't hold that, it's going lower. Okay? Very important to pay attention to. I have put trading Tesla on the back burner, by the way, my friends. You probably haven't seen me trade Tesla often. I just don't want to get involved in the games. It's too gamey, especially with the macro or just like sort of the headline risks. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to deal with. So I've taken a little bit of a back burner to that name. I think there's better stocks to trade, really. 136, 137, NVIDIA continues to hold. That is still the best pullback long spot, by the way. So don't forget that. This is still the best pullback long. So it's looming. It's still just floating at supply. If you get a downside move on NVIDIA towards 137, you do not panic. It is not the end of the world. That is exactly what should happen on NVIDIA. So You have 144, 145 has a very clear supply above that has now shown rejections. I would be careful longing right into that level. That makes no sense. You should be long down here. So I would wait for some kind of a pullback, or you wait for a break and hold above 145. That's the only other option. Okay. AMD targets have been hit. We've been talking about targets of AMD at 122.50 in this daily 200 SMA. If you are now chasing AMD into a 200 SMA, you deserve to get AMD'd. I mean, that's simply what it is. There's no reason to be chasing AMD, the stock that it is, into a 200 SMA. The trade has been very clear since the pullback along that we've talked about at 116. This was a sick move. Finally got a move. The next entry point, if you want to look for AMD, is 119.50. You look for a pullback right here to 119.50. You look for a break and hold above this level. Very clear. ARM yesterday, sexy trade right off 136, over $20,000 trade for me, wiping away any loss that I made on Friday of last week, which is just fantastic. That's what it's called, to have risk-reward trades. Right here, 136, 136, break and retest was absolutely incredible. We talked about that in the beginning of this live stream. Take a look at the break and retest of 136 yesterday. It really doesn't get much better. Look at this. Break, retest, 136, buyer stepping up, bam, rest of the day straight up. Incredible, incredible. Why 136? Well, I got a video coming on this one, but pretty self-explanatory, man. Bam, 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 bam. Break and retest. Very easy. 141.50, 141.60 is the high. You get a break and hold above that today, I think you're off to the races here. You go to the daily chart on ARM, and I really like the way this looks for more. Here on the daily chart, you break above that 141.50. Man, I don't see much stopping this thing. I really don't. 150s, you know, back into this consolidation range here, maybe like 150s. I would say if you can get some momentum behind it, that would be my target. Like the 150 spot. I really have like 155, but let's see. Just got to get a very clean hold over this high right here. 140, 160. Watching it. Broadcom has given you a great pullback. I would make sure you don't forget about this stock. This is the best stock on the stock market right now in terms of semiconductors, pretty much any tech stock, and it's given you a beautiful slow pullback post-earnings. This is exactly what you want to be watching for. 243 to 238, I would be watching this pullback zone right here. This is a very, 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 very interesting pullback zone. I would be very focused on what this does as the daily 20 SMA is catching up to price action. Look at that daily 20. If that daily 20 starts to rocket this thing again, you are not going to want to miss this one. This is a fantastic, fantastic pullback to the daily 20 SMA that we talk about, right? The expansion above it, pull back to it. This is definitely something I would watch. If semis get another leg higher, Broadcom back at this 243 to 238 is going to be very, very interesting. I would be paying attention to that. TSM finally had its breakout day yesterday. Need a pullback to 206. Supplies 215. It's right in the center. You need something back here. Okay, next. Top watch today. APP at 380. You guys can see right here, we've been waiting for this pullback, and guess what? It happened. All you have to do is be patient, and pullbacks do happen for you, right? We've been saying 380, 380 every day. Don't chase it into the highs. Whoever chased it into the highs has lost. Not surprised. Pullback long, 380, right here, right here, right here. Daily 20 SMA. Guess what? It's here. It's game time. It's time to watch it, right? Look at this daily 20. Look at how it has held, broke out, pulled back, held, broke out, pulled back. What do you think it's going to do here? If the market stays what it's doing, this is going up off this. If we get a major fail in the market, well, this breaks down. But that's only if the market has a huge breakdown. So there you go. Today, APP, major watch right there. Microsoft held above the previous all-time high all day yesterday. This was a great call. Who was that in the chat? Forgot who. Was it Josho? I forgot who it was. Someone in the chat called out this previous all-time highs holding all day. Beautiful move. I would say as long as you're above previous all-time highs, you're probably just chilling on Microsoft. But not really a trader. Not really a tradable stock for me. Top watch of the day is MicroStrategy over 390. We've been waiting for 390 to break and hold. You can see today you're getting a break and hold above 390. Look at this. Break over 390. Previous major high, daily 20 SMA. If this holds above 390 today, I would absolutely be watching this. Bitcoin, Buckcoin looks sort of strong on this breakout. So let's see. Does coin and MicroStrategy have a day? I'm going to be watching that. Uber. Yeah, Uber. It did it. 30 or 87, right? We've been talking about this. 82 to 85, 85 to 87. Here's 87 to 90. Congrats to you guys that caught this one. This has been pretty much our top watch on this live stream for the last few weeks. It's played out perfectly. This is a break and retest of this previous major high, right? It has been, again, another example of the break and retest live in front of your eyes every day. How do I have something to talk about every day for the last 5 years? Because it happens every day. It's quite possibly the easiest content to create because it just simply does it every single day. Break and retest, previous high, held it. Look at this long. Perfect. Again, beautiful. 87. That's your watching today. If you hold above 87, I think you go 90. I would watch that. If it breaks under 87, you're going back to 85. What else? Netflix back at 12.16 is sort of interesting today. You can see previous high. Look at this pullback right here. That's sort of interesting. I sort of like that. Meta is just consolidating perfectly over Thursday's highs, which is pretty nuts. You can see, look at this consolidation range. When Meta consolidates, it typically creates huge breakouts, by the way. So, like, look at this consolidation on Meta, huge breakout. Look at this consolidation on Meta. This could very well be another huge breakout on Meta. Over 703 on Meta, I think you have to watch this one. This is a very nice consolidation, holding above Thursday's highs, turning Thursday's highs into major demand lows. I would say Meta's on its route to all-time highs here, personally, unless the market just has absolute shit. But, yeah, 703, definitely a watch. Yeah, CrowdStrike is a very interesting name, for sure. CrowdStrike is sitting right on that 20. Look at CrowdStrike off this 20 for the last 3 months. Look at that. We've been watching this one, Clyde. Just waiting for sort of like a spark day, man. But what you have to do here is just sit in it, really. Let's look at Boeing for Mr. Margin. Oh, my God. What a beautiful stock margin. Look at this thing, man. Oh, my God. There it is. That was exactly our move yesterday. This is what we were looking at yesterday. Right here. This is exactly what we were looking at yesterday. This was we were looking at it. What's going on? We were looking at it just like this. We said, hey, this looks like a pretty good break and retest, huh? If TOS would allow me to zoom in, that'd be great. This is what we were looking at. We said, hey, that looks like a pretty good break and retest. Previous highs, previous highs, previous highs. Break, retest, 208.50. Bing, 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 bam. And it's gone. Incredible. Incredible. Today, 215. Today, 215. Look at this 215 hold yesterday. Hennessy. Shout out Hennessy. Where's Hennessy? Hennessy. Intraday yesterday. 215. Beautiful. I would look for Boeing to hold 215 today. If you could get a pullback here and do one of these right here, that's your entry point. 215. Whoa, whoa, how did I do that? I want to know how to do that. I don't know how I did that. That's cool though. 215. All right. Amazon 216, 220. Google 177, 180. All right, guys. If you want my levels every day, check it out down below. It says Get My Levels. If you want a free watch list every morning, that's about 3 minutes of my top watches going in depth about what I'm looking for. Go down below. It says Free Morning Watch List. And if you want to trade live with me every day, check it out down below. Thanks for coming to the live stream. Appreciate the support. If you could, before you head out, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for more. Be careful swing trading into CPI. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.